Imagine the height of a European summer, sun blazing over Rome, beaches buzzing with laughter and music, and evenings that seem to stretch on forever. The Mediterranean air is thick with the scent of sunscreen and sea salt, as locals and tourists alike flock to the coast to soak up every golden ray. Outdoor cafes overflow with people savoring gelato, sipping espresso, and sharing stories late into the night. The energy is infectious, and the cities pulse with life under the endless blue sky. Now picture a crisp winter morning in the Alps. The world is transformed. Snow blankets the landscape, turning villages into magical wonderlands. The air is sharp and invigorating, and the mountains stand silent and majestic, their peaks dusted in white. The only sounds are the crunch of boots on fresh snow, and the distant laughter of children building snowmen. Inside cozy chalets, families gather by roaring fires after exhilarating days on the slopes. The warmth of the hearth contrasts with the icy world outside, as stories are shared over mugs of hot chocolate and hearty meals. Skiers unwind in mountain lodges, their cheeks rosy from the cold, reliving the day's adventures. These two images, sun-drenched beaches and snow-covered villages, capture the dramatic transformation Europe undergoes each year. The continent is a stage for nature's grand performance, shifting from vibrant summer to serene winter in a matter of months. This video will guide you through Europe's weather journey, from the record-breaking heat of summer 2025, when city streets shimmered under relentless sun, and fountains became gathering spots for relief, to the anticipated chill of winter 2025 to 26, when those same streets will be blanketed in snow, and people will bundle up against the biting cold. We'll revisit the hot spells that defined summer, days when thermometers soared, festivals thrived, and the heat became a topic of daily conversation. Then we'll track how the atmosphere shifted as autumn arrived. Leaves turned brilliant shades of orange and gold, parks transformed, and a cool breeze signaled the coming change. You'll get a clear look at the forecasts for the coming months, as meteorologists analyze patterns and predict what's next for Europe's diverse regions. We'll explore what these forecasts mean for daily life, how people adapt, from adjusting heating at home to braving the elements on their daily commutes, and how children find joy in every kind of weather. The transition between seasons is a fascinating dance of sun, air, and water. Each change brings new challenges and new beauty as Europe's landscapes shift and evolve. After a summer of shattered temperature records, many are left wondering, will winter be just as extreme? Headlines spark concern and conversations turn to what the future might hold. We'll break down the science behind these predictions, looking at the data, the models, and the experts working tirelessly to understand our changing climate. Our journey will explain the powerful forces shaping our weather, from shifting jet streams to ocean currents and atmospheric pressure systems. Along the way, we'll touch on climate change, how it's melting glaciers, fueling passionate debates, and inspiring new solutions like renewable energy across the continent. And we'll see how these changes are making our seasons more unpredictable, with sudden storms, unexpected heat waves, and dramatic shifts that keep everyone guessing. By the end, you'll be ready to plan, prepare, and truly appreciate the ever-changing beauty of Europe's weather, a story of resilience, adaptation, and awe-inspiring transformation. Summer 2025 scorched much of Europe with relentless, record-breaking heat. Southern countries like Spain, Italy, and Greece endured weeks above 40 degrees, with little relief at night. Drought gripped the continent, rivers dropped, wildfires raged, and crops withered. Urban areas suffered even more as concrete and asphalt trapped the heat. Health services were on alert and water restrictions became common. Tourism patterns shifted, some flocked to beaches, others avoided the heat entirely. Even Northern Europe saw unusually high temperatures and dry spells, impacting agriculture and water supplies. The summer's extremes highlighted Europe's vulnerability to climate change. As the season ended, the stage was set for a dramatic autumn shift. The continent braced for what would come next. As September arrived, Europe felt the first breath of autumn. Nights lengthened, mornings turned crisp, and the sun's rays lost their summer intensity. High-pressure systems faded, replaced by the southward shifting jet stream. Atlantic weather fronts brought clouds, cooler air, and much-needed rain to parched regions. Western Europe saw a clear end to summer, while the East enjoyed a brief Indian summer before cooling. The land released its stored heat, oceans held on to warmth, fueling autumn storms. This transition wasn't uniform. Each region experienced its own pace and flavor of change. The September shift marked the end of one weather regime and the start of another. Autumn's arrival set the stage for more dynamic, unsettled weather ahead. The continent prepared for the next act in its seasonal story. The atmosphere was reorganizing, readying Europe for what lay ahead. Autumn 2025 promises contrasts across Europe. Western Europe faces a wetter-than-average season, with frequent Atlantic storms replenishing water supplies. Southern Europe will see lingering warmth, but rainfall may come in sudden, heavy bursts, raising the risk of flash floods. Central and Eastern Europe can expect classic autumn weather: crisp days, changing leaves, and the first frosts. As November nears, cold air from the north could bring early snow to the Alps and Carpathians. Warm Atlantic waters may fuel powerful storms, especially along western coasts. Residents and travelers should be ready for rapid weather swings. Autumn will be a dynamic bridge between summer's heat and winter's cold. The season's variety will shape daily life and travel across the continent. Europe's weather tapestry is about to get even more colorful and unpredictable. Winter 2025-26 could be colder and snowier than recent years for much of Europe. A potentially weakened polar vortex may let Arctic air surge south, triggering intense cold snaps. Northern and Eastern Europe are most at risk for deep freezes and heavy snow, while the Alps could see excellent ski conditions. Western Europe will be a battleground between cold, dry air and milder, wetter Atlantic systems. Expect rapid swings. Significant snowfall is possible if Atlantic storms meet cold air, causing widespread disruption. These long-range forecasts aren't guarantees, but the risk of notable winter weather is higher than in recent years. The reasons are complex, tied to Arctic sea ice and global weather patterns. The message: prepare for a return to traditional winter conditions. Europe should brace for a real taste of winter. As the seasons shift from the lingering warmth of summer to the biting chill of winter, daily life across Europe is about to change dramatically. The transition isn't just about swapping sunglasses for scarves, it's a shift that will impact routines, comfort, and, most noticeably, household budgets. During the summer months, energy demand soared as families relied on air conditioners and electric fans to keep cool. This led to a spike in electricity bills, with many households feeling the pinch as they tried to stay comfortable during heat waves. Now, as the temperature drops and days grow shorter, the focus shifts to heating. Radiators and thermostats become essential, and the demand for gas and electricity rises sharply. This seasonal change puts additional strain on energy supplies, making efficient use of resources more important than ever. For many, especially vulnerable households like the elderly or those on fixed incomes, a harsh winter could mean facing much higher heating bills. The fear of not being able to afford adequate warmth becomes a real concern, highlighting the importance of energy efficiency and support programs. Governments and energy companies are on high alert, closely monitoring supply levels and preparing for potential shortages. They're working to ensure that the grid remains stable and that everyone has access to the energy they need, even during peak demand. Daily routines will inevitably adapt. With more hours of darkness and colder weather, people will spend more time indoors. Commuting becomes more challenging, with icy roads and early sunsets making travel difficult and sometimes hazardous. Layering up with warm clothing, preparing for unpredictable weather, and making homes as cozy as possible will be essential strategies for getting through the winter months. Health services are also bracing for the season. Winter brings an increase in respiratory illnesses, flu cases, and other health pressures, putting extra strain on hospitals and clinics. Yet, winter isn't all hardship. Snowy days can lift spirits, offering opportunities for winter sports, family fun, and moments of joy. Whether it's skiing in the Alps or building snowmen in the local park, embracing the season's rhythm, enjoying hot drinks, lighting candles, and decorating homes can help people stay comfortable, safe, and even find new ways to connect with loved ones. The coming months will truly test Europe's resilience and resourcefulness, but by working together and adapting, communities can weather the challenges and find warmth even in the coldest days. Climate change is amplifying Europe's weather extremes, making the seasons less predictable and more dangerous than ever before. Across the continent, we are witnessing a dramatic shift in the patterns that once defined our year. The record heat of summer 2025, with temperatures soaring to unprecedented highs, and the looming threat of a severe winter are not isolated incidents. They are part of a larger, ongoing trend that is reshaping the climate of Europe and the world. Climate change adds energy to the atmosphere, fueling more frequent and intense heat waves, while also making storms more violent and unpredictable. The weather is no longer following the familiar patterns we once relied on. Droughts are worsening as higher temperatures dry out soil and plants, threatening food security and the livelihoods of farmers. Rivers run low, crops wither, and entire regions face water shortages that were once rare. What was once rare is becoming the new normal. Extreme weather events, once considered once in a generation, are now happening with alarming regularity, challenging our ability to adapt. The Arctic is warming faster than anywhere else on Earth, destabilizing the polar vortex and increasing the risk of sudden severe cold snaps in Europe. This rapid warming disrupts global weather patterns with far-reaching consequences. This weather whiplash means we swing from drought to floods, heat to deep freezes, often with little warning. Communities must now prepare for multiple extremes in a single year. Our infrastructure and health systems struggle to keep up with these rapid changes. Hospitals are overwhelmed during heat waves, while roads, bridges, and homes are damaged by storms and floods, putting lives and livelihoods at risk. Understanding the bigger picture is crucial for long-term planning. Scientists and policymakers are working together to analyze data, predict future risks, and develop strategies to protect our communities. Preparing for winter is about more than the next few months. It's about adapting to a changing planet. Investing in renewable energy, improving building standards, and strengthening our emergency response are all essential steps. The urgency to address climate change has never been clearer. Our actions today will shape the seasons of tomorrow and determine the future of life across Europe and beyond. With a dynamic autumn and cold winter ahead, preparation is key. Now's the time to check heating systems, seal drafts, and insulate your home. Travelers should pack for all conditions: layers for city breaks, snow gear for the mountains. For winter sun, consider the Canary Islands or southern Cyprus. Embrace the season. Enjoy autumn walks, hearty food, and winter sports. Make the most of long evenings with cozy activities at home. Prioritize health. Get outside for daylight, eat well, and stay connected with loved ones. With smart planning, you can enjoy the best of every season. Europe's changing weather is a challenge, but also an opportunity to adapt and thrive. From summer's heat to winter's chill, Europe's weather is transforming before our eyes. We've seen record temperatures, drought, and now face a season of contrasts and potential cold snaps. Climate change is amplifying these swings, making preparation more important than ever. By readying our homes, planning our journeys, and caring for our health, we can meet these challenges head-on. Each season brings its own beauty and opportunities. Staying informed and prepared is the best way to navigate what's ahead. Share your experiences and thoughts. Weather connects us all. Together, we can embrace the changing rhythm of our continent.